Football changed my life in the best way that it could for me and for other people around me. Always had the momentum to kind of want to win. This is more than just a sport. Go with the flow and run hard. Run hard, run hard, run hard.
On the carry, number 7, that's Rodriguez again. He's down to the 5, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10.
My name is Gonzalo Rodriguez. I'm from Visalia, California. I'm 20 years old and I go to the University of Laverne. When we first came from Mexico, I know that we came on an airplane and I was fairly young, so I barely even remember the ride. I was about 5 or 6 years old and just right about to start school. When I first started playing football, the values that I realized were definitely the effort to put in to not quit. And that's what my mom implemented in me as a young child. Not win, but like to become better as a man. From the time that my mom came from like Rancho Cucamonga to Visalia, things were a little bit hard and kind of hard to get by. I've always been able to help my mom because I knew that from that young age that like helping her would kind of make her life a little bit easier and kind of make her end just a little bit happier. Whatever kind of manual labor that I could physically get, I was there.
Tantos lugares que tiene para acostarse, pero a ella le gusta ahí. Mi nombre es Ana González y soy de Jalisco, México. Nos movimos para acá y empezamos una historia. Al año deportaron al papá de mis hijos y yo decidí quedarme aquí en California. Yo me tuve que quedar ahí sin saber qué hacer y no te conocía a nadie aquí, a nadie. La historia que Gonzalo vivió ahí en la high school es la historia que cualquier niño quisiera vivir. La primera vez que vino y que me dijo, "Ma, quiero jugar fútbol", estaba yo entendiendo lo que significaba el fútbol aquí. Esta es mi favorita.
También me gustaba eso de aquí con Christian, trabajando todavía, todavía yendo a la escuela. Y tiene una novia también.
¿En serio?
Sí. I had to grow up a little bit faster. I have to kind of become a young man. I had a small realization of who I am and that I knew that I was from Mexico. I then met my great friend, Joseph Felix. As we became closer through football, the bond that me and him had was just naturally similar. We weren't in the same position as most kids.
It took you long enough. How's it been? It's been good, bro.
It's good to see you, bro. How's it going?
¿Puedo agarrar 2 tacos de carne asada, por favor?
Claro que sí, los preparamos con cebolla, cilantro y repollo.
Sí, con todo, por favor.
Okay.
So I met Gonzalo when I was in middle school. Basically, when we started playing football together.
Muchas gracias.
All those accolades and stuff like that, too. I like the fact that, like, I can, like, relate to you, you know? Like, I can't say that I know somebody else that, like, is going through what we've gone through, you know? When we were in high school, they were just, like, saying, like, oh, like, you're gonna, like, in 10, 15 years, you're gonna, like, these people that you're fighting with tonight, like, you're gonna still talk to them. You're still gonna be with them, you know? So, how's Laverne, though? It's been
Pretty cool, yeah. Like,
I feel like football really impacted a lot about my life. I feel like it changed some of the ways I was thinking. When we went into high school, we did make some great achievements, though.
There was another gentleman by the name of John DeLong, which was my athletic director. DeLong, he also knew that we had a great football team.
You give Gonzalo a job to do, he's going to do it. That's probably the biggest thing that stands out about him.
I believe it was the 8th or the 7th game of the season that I had the opportunity to break the record.
We finished 12-3, so we tied a school record for the most wins. We won the section championship, which was the first one in school history for football. Gonzalo had a huge game. The following week, we played in the state finals here. We were the first team to ever host a state finals here in Visalia. He was the all-time leading rusher, most yards run for in any of the Visalia schools.
That was just a pathway for us to kind of know where we are heading. And it stuck with me because that's when I also knew that I could do something with this. I could go to college for this. I could find a way to kind of educate myself through a sport. Us DACA recipients are a little different because of what we go through, how we go through it, and what we do to overcome it. Then got the email and notification that I got accepted to the University of Laverne.
Who would have thought that here he is almost going to be a college graduate? That was a dream. It's not a dream anymore. It's a matter of time.
Something that I'll never forget because I know that me being like the first generation of college in my family is something that's not necessarily easy for everyone. It's not necessarily easy for anyone. Football is an amazing sport and it's impacting greatly on my life, but I know that education is far more important. I took the decision to not play anymore and benefit from my future. When I got injured, I knew that I wanted to help out the football team in whatever way I could. And I spoke to the head coach and he came up with the idea that I could help film and record the football games and practices, showing up for a game, showing up for practice, or being there at meetings.
Football's a very tough game. It teaches you to deal with pain, and you learn to sacrifice for the person next to you.
A mí lo que más me ha gustado es la gente que se ha cruzado en su camino.
Just because someone necessarily isn't born here doesn't necessarily mean they don't have something to contribute. I just see a bunch of kids that want to play, and they can contribute like anybody else.
Just move up in life because the sky's the limit, you know? You just gotta keep on going.
I've known that I've always wanted to be surrounded around football in whatever way that I could help. And whether it be through coaching, motivational speaking, or actually being an example to what they should do, what you're doing to impact these people and how you're gonna help them out, and what I'm gonna do to change their lives.